Abortion is murder. Somebody dies. Somebody dies.
What more can we do to wake up the unknowing?
$3 million in bingo? Well, today we get to hang out with a dear friend of mine who has taken these proceeds from bingo, $3 million. And what is he doing with it but supporting great work at the pro-life movement? We met with a couple of dear friends of ours who are really doing some amazing work to promote the pro-life cause. Their dedication, their long-term work that they're doing to save lives right there on the ground is impeccable. And we are so excited to share with you $3 million and what he does with these $3 million. There's so much in this episode, and I'm excited to share this with you today. So you're coming out to the abortion facility. Can you tell us a little bit about where we're at and why we're here?
Actually, I was invited here today. I'm from DC, so I go to places in DC. This is a wonderful location with signs all the way down the road. And I come because I think people need to know that we are for the children. Abortion is murder. Somebody dies. Somebody dies. We need to pray harder. People need to go back to church and pray for everybody that they will love their children and take care of them. But never to be afraid to keep your baby. Oh my goodness.
But when did you decide, yeah, I want to get involved?
When Roe v. Wade came out at the beginning of pro-life, many people teamed up and tried to go to help the babies. And so I've actually been active that way. And then when I came down to DC, I came out on the streets more with the people doing that. And pro-lifers across this country are coming together. It's beautiful to know we're getting to know each other, but it has to stop. The thought of abortion must end. No baby should be murdered.
I'm the pastor here at Good Shepherd Catholic Church in Alexandria, Virginia.
What is kind of the scene of the abortion issue?
I would say starting with this parish would be, on life issues, you probably have an interesting spectrum from one end to the other, in the sense of, I have no doubt, I'm not naive enough to believe there's some people who either believe or at least express in their voting and their political views. We have a lot of people who are firmly convinced of the value of human life and really are with the church in terms of our belief in the dignity, the value of all human life, and really believe that that should inform our action as people who are in the world of politics and in our society as well. And then again, unfortunately, I would say there's a lot of people who either are indifferent or unknowing. But we keep trying, because even though I think in the eyes of the world it might seem like, it's a futile type of thing to change the minds of people who are so set politically in their views.
So what's your pro-life story?
I always had good role models in the priesthood growing up, and so my pro-life story might have its remote origins in just becoming a priest, being called by God to be a priest. As a priest, what are my responsibilities? First of all, to celebrate the sacraments, to preach the gospel, to serve others, and to be a leader and being a witness to our faith. Whether it be praying, encouraging others to pray, being out there on Sherwood Hall Lane and just holding a sign that says choose life, praying the rosary, giving a peaceful, prayerful witness. I just kind of feel like that's what it means to be a priest, because if I'm going to be a witness to the gospel, it involves preaching within the walls of the church, but it also means living it out in our community. And of course, there's the negative comments and gestures that you get from a lot of people, but there's also a lot of positive affirmation. And that's how I see my involvement in anything that I do that is involved in the pro-life movement. It's just trying to be true to my calling, to be a witness to the gospel of life, right? Yeah.
We're at the Knights of Columbus Hall on Richmond Highway. I'm the Culture of Life Director. What I do here as the Life Director is I organize pro-life activities. We also do a Defending Life Day at our state assembly.
So I heard you have a really great bingo game here. So tell me about the bingo game.
We do. So we run one of the largest bingo operations in Northern Virginia, and the net proceeds go to charity. And as I mentioned to you earlier, I'm on the charity committee, so a lot of our proceeds go to pro-life activities. So 40 Days for Life is one of the recipients. There's a local pregnancy resource center called Mariah House, and it's run by a Catholic woman, and we know the director very well, and it helps women before and after babies are born, babies who are saved, from terminating their pregnancy. So we have other pro-life activities that we do, through that, but it's a great opportunity to give back to our local community and then our national community as well.
What is your pro-life story? So why did you get involved in any kind of pro-life work?
Well, so I had been pro-life and I'd been a member of the Knights of Columbus Council, and it was back in 2008, and my son came home from high school and said his girlfriend was pregnant, and he was 16, and we sat at the kitchen table with her mother and a friend of their family. The girl's father had passed a year earlier, and the girl's mother wanted to terminate the pregnancy. And my wife and I looked at each other and said, we're pro-life. We're not going to do that. So I turned to them and said, under no circumstances should you terminate the pregnancy. We'll do everything we can to support you during this. And it turns out that they decided to keep the baby. The mother, my son's girlfriend, moved in with us, before the baby was born. Her mother kicked her out of the house, and of course we took her in. And I was 50 years old at the time, and business wasn't going good. There was a downturn in the real estate market. I'm a real estate attorney, and business wasn't going well. I had to shutter my business. So I'm 50 years old, kind of in a midlife crisis, and I got a pregnant teenager in my basement. The baby was born on March 5th, 2009. Her name is Megan. She's 15 years old now. And, from what, until I guess you get to that point where I hate to use that cliche, when the rubber meets the road, you got to put your faith in action. And, it was a miracle that they came to us and that she had the baby. I had time because I wasn't working as regularly, and I was giving the baby the bottle in the morning. And so just a blessing, a real blessing for us, a blessing for them. She's been a gift to us. And, from that point forward, now it's going on, it's just 16 years. I devoted myself to and my son, amazingly, he had come out too regularly with me to the Marches for Life in DC. We used to go regularly, but we were kind of passengers. We weren't real active but we'd always meet up with the march and march along and stuff. And so it's just, one of those gifts.
Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and share with every single friend of yours, and make sure that we can get this message out where we can proclaim the truth and highlight these great heroes who are saving lives right here on the ground along the eastern seaboard, along our pro-life tour. God bless you all, and thank you for being on this journey with us. We'll see you on the next episode at prolifetour.com.